for boxing. All right, y'all. So we got the result that was pretty much expected. Expecting Errol Spence Jr. to go out there and beat Danny Garcia in dominant fashion. That's what happened. The dominance, in my opinion, was expanded from round one throughout the fight. Wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, he just run him over. But when you look at the overall body of work in that fight, I mean, man, you got to give Errol Spence Jr. all the credit in the world. I mean, nothing we can do about the the fact that Errol was coming off of that accident. That was just a situation that was presented. You know what I'm saying? All we have to gauge upon is what's in front of us on fight night. You got Errol Spence Jr., who was coming off of that accident. You got Danny Garcia coming off of a dominant win over Ivan Redcash. And you know what I'm saying? What we got was what we got. You know, I hear a lot of people talking about Danny Garcia. Basically he looked worse than he ever did. I'd agree with that. In terms, not worse in terms of his performance, but in terms of the way he was, looking physically after the fight. I think that, Errol Spence Jr. had a lot to do with that. But at the same time, and in the same token, when we look at, some of the things that Errol wasn't able to capitalize on, some of the things that didn't happen, and this is, a lot of this is coming from people who said that he was going to stop Danny Garcia. Listen, Danny has a lot to do with why he didn't get stopped. It wasn't just Errol gassing. It wasn't just Errol coming from the accident. It wasn't just Errol's inactivity coming into the fight. It was also Danny Garcia. I know a lot of people say that, of course, no fighter's been stopped until they've been stopped, but I mean, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Danny Garcia, and the way in which he, maneuvers in a fight, the way in which he, comes back every time he gets hit, the way in which he refuses just to fold up and let a guy just completely take the play away, is why, in my opinion, he wasn't stopped last night. All of that being said, give Danny Garcia credit for being the opponent that he was and being the type of fighter that he is, but also give Errol credit, because at the end of the day, the same one saying that it's 50, 60, 70% Errol Spence Jr., 80% Errol Spence Jr., we knew he was coming off an accident when you guys were saying that. You know what I'm saying? When you guys were saying that he was going to get the stoppage, you knew he was coming off an accident. So, with all of that being said, give credit where credit is due. Errol did his job. He did a phenomenal job in the fight. Danny Garcia did a phenomenal job in the fight. It just wasn't good enough. Errol Spence Jr. is just a level above Danny Garcia, and that's just what it is. We knew that going in. That's why I made my prediction the way I made it and said it was going to be a decision, and that's why, that's why the fight played out that way. Danny Garcia was just never going to get stopped in this fight. Not saying it was impossible, but in my opinion, Danny's the type of guy that he has to get hit with something that disconnects him from his senses in order for him to get stopped, or either he has to be in a position where a guy is just teeing off on him and he's not defending himself, and the ref comes in and stops the fight. If you don't have that right now, Danny Garcia ain't get stopped. He can very well get stopped in his next fight if one of those things happens, but I didn't expect it coming in. I wasn't surprised that it didn't happen. I actually was surprised at how well Danny Garcia was able to counter Errol Spence Jr. I was also surprised at how well Danny Garcia was able to land straight flush shots to the body of Errol Spence Jr., as well as Errol's reaction to those shots. But all of that being said, nothing about how Errol Spence Jr. exerted his dominance in places in the fight in which he did surprised me. Errol Spence Jr. really is that good, and that's just what it is. We knew that going in, and we know that coming out. I'm not going to say what percent Errol Spence Jr. is, because I have no idea. Neither do y'all who are saying that. Errol probably don't even know. At the end of the day, you can only base it on who you're fighting on that night. And the reality is that no fighter is ever 100% on fight night. You can't go through camp and push your body through the grind and through the groove to get ready for a fight, and then say you're 100% on fight night. It's not humanly possible. You know what I'm saying? I just, not in my opinion. I put it that way. But that's all I gotta say on the subject. D-Lo 404 Boxing. I'm out.